of the reasons why delegation doesn't work that easy and many leaders struggle with that is because they don't really put the time into delegating this properly to their team. There is a gap between what they think it's required and what the kind of knowledge the other person needs and what the other person's expectations are, how much clarity do they need about a task in order to be done properly. And whenever we are kind of delegating to someone, if this is the first time you're delegating to someone on your team, then I'd like to share with you a process. So before you kind of hand over the task to someone, there are some steps. The first step would be you do the work and they are involved. In other words, you're doing it, they're watching. Then the next step would be that they're doing it and you're watching. And then the next step will be that they're doing it and you're not there, but they can get in touch and they can get input if they need. And the last step is that they do it by themselves. They don't need you anymore. But what we do is we try to jump from they never done it and now they can do it by themselves. See, there is 3 or 4 steps here that we jump. So there's a gap between what we think is expected from us and what it's actually expected from us. We forget the first time we were delegated something to us, and we forget how many questions we have. Or maybe we are one of these leaders that we think, you should figure out. Like you should figure out by yourself. Like, I don't have to tell you that. Well, I'm not sure how is that helping. But what we have found is that when we shortcut this process, there is still the gap between our understanding of the task and our ability to do the task and where our team members are. And if we don't spend time to really explain to them how we do it and why we do it that way, like in the process, you're not just letting them sit by your side and kind of watch you do it. Well, we do this because, and we think like this because, and here is how we do it, and because we have to take into account this and that, that's the logical choice. Does it make sense? Yes, perfect. Now, you do it and I watch. And then you do it without me. So if you struggle with delegation, it might be that you have allowed for this gap between what you think your team needs from you to pick up the task and what they actually require to pick up the task and do it effectively.